Hi, my name is John Gabriel, and as many of you know, I lost over 220 pounds back in 2004. I've been the same weight since, and I've since dedicated my life to teaching the theory, art, and practice of permanent, sustainable weight loss. And in 2007, I wrote the book, The Gabriel Method, which talked about my experiences in losing weight and also the way I consider to be the right way to lose weight, which is to address the real issues so your body wants to let go of weight. And there's lots of different, quote, real issues. It's not just about calories in and calories out. It could be about chronic stress or emotional issues or digestion issues or chronic starvation or yo-yo dieting or medication or artificial ingredients or sleep apnea, dehydration. All of these different things cause chronic low-grade stresses in your body that then cause something called leptin and insulin resistance, which causes your body to go into fat storage mode. So the approach that we take is to take all these different things and unwind them so that they're no longer stresses in your life, and chemically, hormonally, your body changes and becomes much more efficient at burning fat. That was really successful for me, and it's been successful for people all over the world. The Gabriel Method has been translated into 16 languages and is in 60 countries. Now, we are going to be updating the Gabriel Method next year as a 10th year anniversary edition. But over the last 10 years, since 2007, or almost 10 years, there's been a lot of research and new strategies from a nutritional standpoint. And I wanted to make some important changes to some of the things that we recommend in the Gabriel Method. So if you've read the Gabriel Method, or if you've heard me in different seminars or lectures, you want to pay attention to just a couple of things that I always recommended throughout the years, which I'm not recommending so much now, or recommending slightly different. The first one is whey protein or whey protein isolate. So whey protein, when I first wrote the book, was considered the most digestible and assimilatable protein. And for that reason, I was recommending it. But there's been a lot of research in digestion over the years that digestion and healthy digestion are really the most important things, or one of the most important things in weight loss. And whey protein may not be the easiest on your digestion. Casein, which a lot of bodybuilders take, which is in whey protein, it may be inflammatory for your gut. And if it's inflammatory for your gut, it'll cause weight problems. So that's one issue. The other is a recent study just came out very recently that whey protein isolate can elevate your blood sugar and cause an insulin response, which is the very thing you try to avoid with food. You don't want a high insulin response, because insulin is the fat-making hormone. The more you elevate your insulin levels, the more you develop insulin resistance, and the harder it is to lose weight. So one of the attractive qualities of protein is it typically does not elevate your insulin levels. And if it does, it's very, very minutely over a long period of time. There's some research to indicate that whey protein might elevate your insulin levels. Now, I don't think you necessarily need a protein supplement unless you are a vegetarian or a vegan. Then you do need a protein supplement. But if you're eating high quality animal proteins, and I recommend that the animal proteins be grass-fed, preferably organic or wild caught types of fish, chicken, and animal protein, they're actually really, really healthy for you as long as they're not deep fried or battered. If you are a vegan or a vegetarian, then I recommend that you have a raw, fermented vegan protein powder. So you want to look for raw, fermented vegan protein powders. Those are the most digestible. Not always the best tasting, quite frankly. They're the most digestible. And you really need it because you're not getting enough protein. If you're a vegetarian, it's very hard to get protein, and then you start craving carbs all the time. So you do need a protein powder. If you are a vegetarian, or if you just want to add some protein to your smoothies, try a raw vegan fermented one. The next item is a sweetener that I recommended in my book called xylitol. Xylitol is a all-natural sugar alcohol which doesn't elevate your blood sugar practically at all. And that was the attractive feature to it that I liked very much, is that it did not elevate your blood sugar. It was like 7 on the glycemic index. And that it's natural, it's not artificial. It's made from corn cob and birch bark. But what we've since discovered is that sugar alcohols can also be inflammatory on your digestion. So xylitol, also erythritol, these are sugar alcohols that either don't have calories or they don't elevate your blood sugar, but they are inflammatory for your digestion, and digestion takes precedence. That's the cutting edge research says that digestion is the most important thing. You want very digestible foods. So we do not recommend xylitol anymore. The number one sweetener we recommend is pure stevia leaf extract. It does have a slightly bitter aftertaste if you take too much of it. So you can combine it with other sweeteners like coconut palm sugar or raw honey or raw maple syrup in small amounts. I like them because they are very friendly on your digestion. Another one is monk fruit, which is similar to stevia, does not elevate your blood sugar, but you want it as a pure monk fruit with nothing else in it. So those are the types of sugars, or if you just want to sweeten with fruit, those are the types of sugars that are healthiest on your digestion, and that's why we recommend them. Another one is flax seeds. When I first wrote the book, I considered flax seeds to be the best plant-based form of omega-3 fatty acids. And omega-3 fatty acids are so essential because they're anti-inflammatory and they help your cells of your body become more sensitive to leptin and insulin, and by doing so reverse this condition I talk about all the time called leptin and insulin resistance. So they help reverse it. So omega-3s are great. The best type of omega-3s are cold water fish. So you want cold water fish capsules, or you want to eat cold water fish that are not cooked too much. Krill oil is a good one, and those are good animal-based omega-3s. What I consider to be the best plant-based omega-3 now is chia seeds and chia seed oil. Now, chia seeds and chia seed oil wasn't available 10 years ago when I wrote the book, but it's better than flax seeds. Flax seeds are high in phytoestrogens that can elevate your estrogen levels, and that can create a resistance to losing weight. Chia seeds don't have that problem. They're also very high in a very digestible form of calcium and also high in protein and fiber. You do want to either grind them or soak them or have them as chia seed oil. I have chia seed oil in my salad dressing. I make chia seed oil pudding. It's very easy to do. You can just take chia seeds with coconut milk and a little bit of pureed fruit and put it in the refrigerator overnight. It comes out as a pudding. So it's soaked and the chia seeds become more digestible. If you don't either grind them or soak them or use them as an oil, the seeds just pass right through you and you don't get the healthy omega-3s. But I do consider chia seeds to be preferable to flax seeds. You want to have maybe a tablespoon a day or two a day in your salads or in your smoothies or as pudding. You can have more if you want. It's great to have more, but this is just another source of omega-3s. I also think that the fish oils are a better source of omega-3s, so you want to take fish oils too. So lastly, I want to talk about breakfast. So I always talk about how important it is to have a really, really good breakfast. But there's a lot of research coming out all the time now that espouses the benefits of something called intermittent fasting. And the idea of intermittent fasting is that you maybe eat your last meal around 6 or 7 at night, and then you don't eat another meal until 11 or 12 the next day while you're having things like green juices or super greens. And that can be really, really challenging for people. So I'm not saying definitely do this. I did do a whole video blog on the pros and cons of intermittent fasting, but there are some pros at a certain period of time. And that is that when you have addressed the real issues and your body wants to let go of weight, what you may find is that you're not that hungry anymore. Especially at breakfast, you're not that hungry. And when you are hungry, and this is the key, when you are hungry, you crave healthy foods. That means that your body wants to burn fat. You need to allow it to go long periods of time without eating, as long as when you are hungry, you're not craving junk food. If you're craving junk food, then you still have to eat a good breakfast and eat every couple hours during the day to keep your blood sugar stable. But if you're not craving junk food, it means that the issue of insulin resistance has been reversed. You are able to burn fat. You're able to keep your blood sugar stable by burning fat, which is a beautiful thing. And you may not need to eat breakfast. And what will happen is if you think you have to eat breakfast, it's going to get in the way at that point. So if you get to a certain point where you're just not that hungry anymore, it's very, very common, and you're not that hungry for breakfast, have some super greens, have some green juices, maybe have a chia pudding or something like that, but allow yourself to go until you are hungry, as long as when you are hungry, you're craving healthy foods. So those are just some important changes that I want to make you aware of. As any new research comes out, I'll always make you aware of it. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Okay, thanks very much. So if you've got a friend or family member you think could benefit from the video, don't forget to share it. Also, like us to follow us. And if you'd like to know what your specific fat triggers are, you can take the Fat Trigger quiz. It's totally free to join. Just click on the link there. It'll take you to a quiz that will help you determine what your specific fat triggers are and give you lots of information about how to address them so that you can have permanent, sustainable weight loss. So that's it for now. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.